My friends, last Saturday night in Israel, more than 500,000 demonstrators in 95 cities, 300,000 alone in Tel Aviv, gathered in massive protests against the Netanyahu government's efforts to radically overhaul the judicial system. In the words of the organizers, this is a struggle to safeguard Israeli democracy from those trying to bring about its destruction. The stakes are high. The pending legislation will give the Netanyahu government full control over judicial appointments, ban the High Court from reviewing basic laws, and will centralize almost all power in the hands of the governing majority. If enacted as planned, the overall package of legislation would bring Israel's judiciary largely under political control, preventing the High Court of Justice from acting as a brake on the executive and legislative, and giving unlimited power to the governing majority. Hundreds of thousands of protesters for 10 consecutive weeks have been united in the danger posed to the independence of the judiciary and thus to liberal democracy and the rule of law. Remarkably, this anti-overhaul movement is a protest movement without a leader. Even the leadership of the opposition parties, Yair Lapid and Benny Gantz, they are welcomed as ordinary protesters, yet frequently they are not given the opportunity to speak at the demonstrations. In this week's double Torah portion, Vayakhel-Pekudei, a large assembly of the Jewish people are instructed by their leader Moses to construct the Mishkan, the portable tabernacle in the wilderness. But just 2 chapters before, using a similar verb to Vayakhel, kahal, that same assembly, leaderless, without Moses, who was atop Mount Sinai, is a crazed, angry mob demanding from Aaron the high priest to fashion a golden calf. Without the presence of their leader Moses, a schism breaks out in the camp between those patiently awaiting Moses' return and the panicked horde demanding a golden calf. A good leader can help people focus and be effective while maintaining unity, discipline of marriage, clear and coherent goals. The massive protest movement in Israel is leaderless. For that matter, today around the world, leaderless movements have emerged, drawing millions of people to the streets from Hong Kong and Chile to Iraq and Lebanon. And the success of these protests can be attributed in large part to social media, which has enabled participants to communicate and to organize in a more decentralized way. Technology enables leaderlessness in a way that was not possible before, say in the days of the Bible. The leaderlessness movement is not to solve the problems that spurred the protests. Rather, it's to raise questions that were not previously on the political agenda and to demonstrate that a large segment of the population is angry. In this way, the leaderless Israeli protest movement has already succeeded. Shabbat Shalom.